Okay, we are live. Hey,
Hey,
how you doing, Miss Cisco?
what's cracking like a little mama?
Oh man, it's been a crazy day. Can you
Crazy.
agree?
Definitely. I'll say it's been a crazy few days because of all that's been going on, but
Uh-huh.
the outcome of it all.
Yeah, it has been a crazy few days, but today has been really crazy too. But I am happy about the outcome as well, just like a lot of other people regarding LaLa, YouTuber LaLa LaBria, who was thought to be missing and maybe possibly in danger. So, regardless of all the full details of what we on YouTube think we know or might know, I'm glad about the end result that she, you know, seems like so far she hasn't been harmed and that she was just hanging out with her friends. What you think about all this?
I'm glad she's good. I'm glad she's appears to be physically okay. Um, I'm glad that there was a somewhat peaceful resolution to it all. Rather, she's not hurt or dead or anything else. But I'm glad that she's alive and well.
Hmm.
Not, however, with some of the situations leading up to her being found or coming home, and some of the things that has transpired since then. But
Hmm.
I'm glad that physically she's okay.
Yeah, so am I. I know, granted she's home. There's a whole big mess still out here on these YouTube streets. A lot of people making videos, some of them very negative. Um, you know, when it first happened, I know a lot of people were thinking that maybe Rita, just because of the mother of Labria of LaLa, who is another YouTuber, that just because she had been involved in other things, other incidents on YouTube, that this might have been one big old scam. Did you think that in the beginning?
No, I didn't think it was a scam at all. No, I didn't think it was a scam at all. From the way, from what I saw, you know, she seemed to be quite a bit distraught when
Mm-hmm.
her mom told her that her daughter was missing or what have
Yeah.
you. She
Yeah.
seemed to be distraught. Um, and it's just a way, being a mother, especially a mother of a young adult or a teenager, or when they start getting of the age where they start spelling themselves or getting familiar with the internet and with all the sex trafficking and everything that's going on, you take every threat seriously, you know, whether it be somebody threatening you, or whether it seems that you may be in harm's way, you take it all seriously. So from the look
I agree.
on her face, all of that, it just, to me, it was genuine.
Yeah. I agree. I also I feel the same way you did. I didn't think it was a scam. But then again, I was just like, even if it is, I mean, even if not even if it is, but I did not think it was a scam. Let me just reiterate that. What I was thinking was, even if Rita, might have been frowned upon in the past a lot of the times, by different YouTubers, and people think she's been in other scams on here before, I still was taking it serious. Like, what if this was my kid and I might have done something that somebody thought I should not have done? But, like, seriously, my child, I believe, is missing. So,
Exactly.
what I want people to help put the word out. That's what I kept thinking was like, even if
Right.
I mean I follow Rita sometimes, I dip in and out of her lives from time to time, but and I done seen things that she's been involved in before, involved in the past, but still I was like, the least I could do is give her the benefit of the doubt, share a video and post it all over social media.
Right.
That's the least I could do.
Exactly. And if you have a heart as a mother and someone, you have a cry out saying that your child is missing, that's the least that you would think you would expect for
Mhm.
other people to do.
Mhm.
Is, just, I don't need your judgment. I don't need your negative vibe. Just help me find my baby.
Right.
Well, not other than left on their own, the fact that I know where she is, the fact that it is out of my character, out of her character to not communicate with me, that's a whole issue, you know. And I
Mhm.
haven't heard from her, or my mom, where she lives, hasn't heard in almost a week. Something to be concerned about. And I to share that concern. You know, because your baby is hurting or something,
You
can't
kind of going
function.
in, you kind of going in and out. Can you hear me? I
I can
think
hear
you must
fine.
be. Yeah, I think you're going in and out, probably because of where you're traveling to. But yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out by passing through by some manufacturing plants. So I'll be passing them in a minute.
Okay,
And a lot
go
of
ahead. I
times
can hear you.
you know, a lot of times the plants scramble their computer systems. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're right. I'm in Detroit, where the big three is. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times they scramble their systems to try to keep hackers from hacking or whatever. So it'll mess with it. It'll mess with your feed.
Your cell
But
phone,
I
your
was
signal. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I was saying that yeah, if I would share, I would want someone else to share those sentiments. Basically, what I was saying.
Yeah. It was just really sticky situation. I know I was watching one YouTuber and people were going back and forth in the chat. Like, some people was like, well, I talk to my friends and family every day. And other people were like, well, I don't talk to my friends and family every day. Sometimes I go for weeks without talking to my friends or family. But is that something that you do on a daily basis? Because I had commented in the chat. I said I can go for days and weeks without talking to people too. I'm not somebody who calls somebody every single day, or keep in contact with them. And some people is looking at that as like, okay, you should be in contact with your peeps every day, so stuff like this won't happen. And I'm like, I just never been that type of person, even as a child. I don't know.
Well, honestly, when my parents were living and my brother, We talked every day. Like
Mm-hmm.
we talked every day. We had to, and we always ended with "I love you"
Mm-hmm.
every day. You know, but that was us. We talked to each
Yeah.
other every all throughout the day, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But and with my daughters, if my girls don't hear from me
Mm-hmm.
before I call them, they're messaging me or video calling me or something, to talk to me every day. And my baby girl, of course, she lives
Well,
with
I
me,
can
but
see if it's like a few individuals, but some people are making it seem like if everybody doesn't know where you are every single day, or if they haven't heard from you, they should be worried. And I'm like, no, that's
well,
not the
here's the
real life. We don't have time to call everybody we close to every single day. I mean,
right.
it's impossible. Like they're like you are like some people who might be able to spend all day on the phone, but people who got two, three jobs and kids and stuff, they don't have time to call their
Right,
cousin
right.
every day or their best friend every day. Me and my best friend, or my best friend and I, to be, uh, we talk often, but we don't even talk every single day. So I was just like, well, yeah, it's important to keep in contact with your peeps, especially if you having some issues going on and everything. But that's just not logical for a lot of people.
Well, I guess it depends on your relationship with the person. And in their situation, their relationship was strained in the first place.
Hmm.
So it was said that she didn't even have her mom's phone number.
Yeah, I
She doesn't
thought that
have
was
her
kind of
mom.
strange. Yeah,
Yeah. She doesn't. But they were having issues.
yeah, that's true.
They were having problems. But in the other hand, her grandmother, who she lived with, had her contact information, and I'm sorry, and knew even worked in the same facility as she did. So
Mhm.
I would think it's strange that somebody you
Yeah,
sleep in the same house with and that work with and communicate with on a day-to-day basis, if you hadn't heard from him in a minute, I
right.
would
Yeah, if
think.
you haven't heard from them in a minute, yeah. But like
Yeah.
Denise in the chat, she said, the way the world is set up right now, and even before the pandemic, and even as we all need to stay in contact. And I agree, we all do need to stay in contact with everybody. But I'm sorry, I don't have time to be calling all my friends, all my relatives every day. And then the thing about it is, I work like 12 hours a day, and I have kids still at home, and I have side jobs. I'm a YouTuber. So I sometimes like I'm on YouTube or Facebook every single day. That's my connection a lot of the times because I'm constantly talking to somebody on YouTube, and a lot of the times my friends and family will like the video or share the video or something like that. But I guess maybe if I wasn't on social media as much, maybe, but I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
do agree that
mean,
you should be in frequent contact with the people you love because it is crazy out here. It really is.
yeah. I mean, it's like we have kids, and you want to hear with
Hmm.
your, especially with the situation going on with police brutality and all this and that.
Right. Right.
Just let me know you're okay. Bring my phone, shoot me a text, something,
Hmm.
so we can touch bases. You know, a quick "I love you," "Hey, I'm good" kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah.
But now, as far as extended family and friends, I have some friends that I may talk to once or twice a year. You know, and
But when you talk to them, it's like you just pick up right where you
like
left off. Like,
exactly,
girl, how the kids, girl? You
exactly.
just start gossiping and talking, and you know, it's like you never really lost, any time between each other. And that's how it is sometimes. But I try to keep in contact with people as much as I can. But, with everybody having busy lives and things like that, it's kind of hard. But, when I look at Rita and her daughter's situation, I don't know exactly what's keeping this strained relationship the way it is, but I can look back on to around the time, let's see, Brian's 21, between the ages of like 17 and 22, I wasn't really in contact with my mother. And I know I spoke about this before on my platform. For a couple of years, I was just hopping house to house, staying here, staying there. Me and my mother, we had a very strained relationship. I even, like, my last year of high school, I wasn't at home. I was going to school from wherever I could. I went to school every day, but I didn't know where I was coming home to at night. And when I graduated, I didn't even know if my mom was coming or showing up. I found out later that she came. I didn't even know. She didn't even speak to me. I didn't speak to her. She came, she took pictures, and she left. She went back home. I didn't really talk to my mother again, like on a regular basis, till after I got pregnant with my first son. So and then we got really close after that. We got really, 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 really close. And I'm glad we did, rekindle that mother daughter, whatever. But that's why I really can't judge their relationship or their situationship because I've been there. But but some people just dragging the death out of them too because they're not close, and it's just not like that in every family.
Exactly. Exactly. And the dragon part is the part that really, really gets to me.
Yep, I agree, Just Lovely. And hey,
The,
just because I enjoyed your live earlier too, huh?
the dragging, that's the part that get first of all, oh
Thank you,
my God,
Denise.
let me say this. Okay. What gives people on YouTube the unmitigated gall to think that is their position to get so deeply involved in someone else's business that they have to call CPS and the FBI and docs and
I wish I knew.
calling them out of their names and talking under their clothes and
I
telling
wish I
them that
knew.
God ain't with them because the same God that was there then when you was doing this, that, and the third ain't there. Oh, you know what? Shut up. Be
I
quiet.
really wish I knew. I really wish I knew.
Shut
But
up. And because my thing is, I'm sorry. My thing is the same ones that's passing judgment on this child and her situation right now need to drop to their faces and ask God to forgive them about what they did last night. Quiet as is kept. Because the same God that's supposedly going to get after her for Rita for what she's done, according to this individual, is the same God don't get after you for doing all the mess you doing, including dragging the Lord's name in your mess.
mm-hmm.
Because one minute you was preaching and teaching Bible study and ministering and singing in the choir and all this other kind of stuff, and now you start more mess out in the streets on the YouTube than anybody else. I don't care. Come for me. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. Okay? All y'all need to grow up and shut it down. And remember what your real priority is. The bottom line of it is it's just a coin to all of them. It's an
Defense for dollars.
opportunity. And people love gossip. People love mess. And people love to benefit on another person's downfall. And that's terrible.
Right.
And that's exactly what they are all doing. Benefiting on this girl's downfall. Everybody got skeletons in their closet.
Yeah.
All of them. I don't care who they are.
Including me. But if somebody
All got
ever
skeletons in their closet.
research me, you might as well research me and my whole family because you'll know that we have some very, very, very big family, and most of them. all grew up in the gang. So what you gonna do? I was involved in a lot of things growing up, but I always say if somebody dox me, oh well, I don't care. You might find out some things, be like, I ain't messing with that one, but hey, you know, dox
And
away. And I don't
enough
agree
is
with doxing. I don't
enough.
agree with doxing at all. I don't agree with it. I just don't. And there's been some things that's been done in Rita's case this weekend where people have stepped out of their boundaries. Like the one lady they was talking about who set up a GoFundMe. Like what? I would never even think of something like that to just set up a GoFundMe for somebody I don't even know, like somebody I don't even know personally, somebody that didn't request me to set the GoFundMe up. Like, what on earth would make you think to set up a GoFundMe for this family who lives states and states over from you? That part I didn't understand. There was a lot of crazy things going on this weekend.
And not only that, it didn't do anything but fuel the funk of
Thank
what
you,
was
because
already
people already
going
thought
on.
she was scamming.
People
They
were
already
already
thought she
like,
was scamming.
exactly. So it didn't do anything but fuel the funk. And
Mhm.
now, oh, I knew it was a scam. She a scammer. She this, she that. Okay, so what? Guess what? What she is. And
Yep.
what? And what? What are you?
It's a
What are
lot of
you?
scammers. It's a lot of scammers in this sector. I
What?
see it
But I'm saying,
every day.
what are they benefiting from it? What are you?
What did you say on your video earlier? The first person, the one without seeing?
The Bible says that he without sin is cast the first stone.
Right. And
And none of these
that's
stones,
why I
none of
try
those
my
stones
best.
don't move.
That's why I try my best not to judge people. I try it even on here, even in my real life. I try not to judge people because I know all the stuff that I've been through from a child, even to this day, and I'm in my 40s now. But there's a lot of things that I did that I'm proud of and some that I'm not so proud of. But I learned from a lot of things. Like most people, we do things when we're younger as kids, teens, 20s, 30s, and shit happens and we get over it and we move on. But there's people on here that want to go throughout your whole entire life, pull up your police records, find out where you live, take pictures of your power lines, go to your jobs and all this kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. And then people want to then judge somebody else on their stuff like they ain't never done nothing wrong to anybody else. It's ridiculous. You right.
Yeah, that,
Just because this is like I swear this YouTube world I swear is just like a soap opera, like a reality show. And I guess that's why they're doing a reality YouTube. What is it? A show? Is it a? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you know.
but
But yeah, it's crazy. I'm just so happy that she's safe. I mean, this really has been like on my mind ever since I found out, you know, that we thought she was missing.
yeah, I'm happy she's safe, and I just pray that that family gets the help that they so desperately need, and find strength to pray together.
Yeah.
There's an old adage that said a family that prays together stays together. So I
Yeah.
pray that they mend whatever the brokenness that they have.
I do
And now, Rita's daughter is putting out more, some of her personal business out there. And
yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God. I mean, if my personal I
yeah,
people who follow me, they know I can be transparent at times. And even like with our memberships, like once a month I do a members only live where people can have a Q&A with me. And long as people aren't asking me things to incriminate myself, because again, I have a past. And sometimes the law was involved. So as long as people aren't asking me things to incriminate myself, I'm pretty transparent. And it's one thing to be transparent on here, and then it's one thing to just say too much. And it's like sometimes people don't learn, especially in these B sectors. Sometimes we just say too much. And then people use that against us. So sometimes you have to be, the stuff I done heard since, LaLa was found. I'm just like, what? Who? Now we questioning baby daddies on here. What?
Exactly.
What had happened?
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
oh
That's
man.
crazy. That's real crazy. And that, you know what that is? That's a hurting person lashing out at another person that's hurt.
Hmm. Yeah, we
You
gotta
know,
watch what we do on here for real.
you got, and I read it. I love her. I'm glad she's got her daughter, and I'm glad she can sleep tonight knowing that much.
Right,
But
right.
there's a lot going on in her family that needs to be ministered to.
Yeah,
She a lot that's going on in that family that needs to be dealt with. You
yeah,
know,
that's true.
downright. And I'm not being holier than thou because I'm not just when I say minister to, I mean served. It needs to be taken care of.
Yeah,
It
it
needs to
does.
be dealt with.
Yep, and you're
'Cause
right.
there's a lot.
Just because
There's more
that's
than
another thing I learned a long time ago. There are certain people on here that I have their phone numbers to. Certain YouTubers like Miss Sislo. Me and her have an outside YouTube relationship, and a few other YouTubers that I really love. I have like their personal phone numbers. They have mine. I trust them. I've never had a reason not to trust them, even though I say that we've really never even shared any kind of personal. It's just chit chat here and there, or to ask a question about something. But no, child, I'm telling you, the way these YouTubers be falling out in these B sectors. One minute they friends and they ride or die and all this, then the next minute they beefing, and then they don't want their subscribers to support that subscriber. And that's one reason why I've always been neutral. I follow a lot of people. They could beef today, and if I like
Mhm.
both of them, I'll still, will follow them. I mean, somebody has to do something really outrageous where I'm just like,
Yeah.
then there's some
I
people
think
who I'll be like, I don't even mess with that one over there. There's some of them in the sector, I didn't just turn them the notifications off, unsubscribe, took it off my YouTube suggestions, all that kind of stuff. Because the things that I see people do on here are so grimy and disgusting. It's like I don't want to know you in real life, YouTube life, because what you'll do to one, you'll do to somebody else. So that's how I look at that. If you'll
right.
dox somebody else and dox them and their family and their kids and their mom and dad and calling up parents and cursing them out, you'll do that to somebody else. And you just
Yeah.
see it done on here
And
time and time again. Mm-mm. Nope.
it's just it's the whole thing is ugly. It's ugly
Mhm.
and it's dark, sadistic. It's just terrible, and how deeply involved people get with, and I mean, will sit on there for hours on end,
Hours.
discrediting the person and just talking them down and just it's just crazy. You got enough time in your life to
Hmm.
spend 2 or 3 hours talking about my business when you hang up, it still ain't got nothing to do with you.
Thank you. That's how some people feel though. That's why some people like me. If I get doxxed, I get doxxed, and it's not gonna run me off of YouTube. It's not gonna run me off. It's not gonna do anything. I'm like, I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be living my life. You just been a waste of some time for no reason. For some
You
clicks
call
and
my
views,
boss, I'm gonna answer
obviously.
the
But
phone.
huh?
You call my boss, I'm gonna answer the phone. I'm my own boss. Who you gonna
Right.
tell? You gonna tell on me to me? And what am I gonna do to me? Kill
Yeah.
myself? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
That's
I
right,
mean, it's just
Denise.
terrible. It's terrible.
Denise said it's
Terrible.
like we in high school. You don't know who, and you are so right. We don't know who to follow or support anymore. And somebody had mentioned this morning that they don't super chat or cash out people no more on here. Because I mean, it's a lot of people on here flip flopping. It's a lot of people doing snake stuff behind the scenes. Man, the things that people accuse people or for, and then we find out down the line that they one of those same people behind the scenes sending people information on somebody to dox them and stuff like that. And I'm like, whoa. That's why I keeps it on YouTube, and it's only a few people that I talk to outside of YouTube. And still yet, even when you feel like you can truly trust somebody, you just can't tell all your business to people on YouTube. You just can't. You don't know them in real life. They don't live near you. You just can't walk up to their house and knock on their door and it's all up here on the screen. And that's another reason why I chuckle at these people who are keyboard gangsters on here, because I'm like, man, we grew up in that real life world. The stuff people do on here, keyboard gangstering, and then the next minute they lie, 911, such and such YouTuber, they called me and they said they're going to do this. And, people on 911 all day long. Like, who calls 911?
Exactly.
Who in the hood really calls 911? No, you might need 911 after we come see you. But this stuff on here, I just laugh at it like they talking all this stuff. They ain't gonna bust a grape. They ain't gonna do nothing. Stay in the same city with people, and you ain't even gonna go over their house. And you know where they live, like. But you on YouTube threatening each other. Girl, bye. Boy, bye.
Talking real talk, huh?
Yes, I mean seriously though, I would never just beef on YouTube. Like I might do my commentary on something, but I'm not gonna sit up here beefing with nobody that I'll never probably see in real life, and they ain't gonna do nothing to me. They can come if they want to. They can come if they want to. Shoot, I got a 9 milli and dot who's a Glock who has a good shot. So, but ain't nobody gonna run up. It's just the YouTube beefing for dollar stuff that we see a lot in this sector, and it's just sad that some people that's their only thing they can resort to is to make money on YouTube, is if they talking disgusting and acting in this crazy behavior on here. It's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. Like I said, I'm happy that LaLa's okay, but I'm really hurt that the family, the whole
Mm-hmm.
family, everybody from Rita,
Mm-hmm.
Bill, the kids, LaLa, Grandma, they all really need some serious intervention and help.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that one of them suffers from this, that, or the third. That's not for me to
Yeah, because a
analyze.
lot of people was throwing her LaLa out there like she got this wrong with her, that wrong with her. And I'm like, oh my god, like
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, and I mean, she could really have some very valid reasons why she feels some of the anger and the hurt that she
Right. That's why I
feels.
said I'm not judging. I'm not
Right,
judging LaLa on why she left, why she didn't stay in contact. A lot of people like she could have called home, she could have said she was okay, she could have done this, she could have done that. I had that issue with my mother as a teenager. Did speak to my mom. She would try to speak to me. She would try to get people to contact me. I'd be like, whatever. I'm done with that. I was young. I was a teenager turned young adult. I didn't want to have nothing to do with my mom. I used to sneak over to the house when she was at work to see my bros, and I would chop it up with them and bring them money, bring them gifts, and all that kind of stuff. And then I'd be out before she came back home. So I had a strained relationship with my mother a long time ago. So that's why I'm like, I have nothing to say regarding how close they are or how not close they are. One thing I will say is sometimes it does take an intervention, and sometimes you might need therapy, you might need a counselor, because one thing for certain and two things for sure, regardless of our strained relationship when I was a young adult, I'm glad we fixed that. It took me having my first son to be like, okay, I need my mother. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm
Right.
lost. I be just they talking about sign up for all these programs. I'm like, I don't. Started talking back to my mother, and I'm glad I did it because had she and I not been speaking when she passed, like 6 years ago, I would have truly regretted that for the rest of my life. So I sometimes people need their space though, and sometimes it do help them become stronger, closer with their relationship. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Yeah,
like I said earlier, I just pray that they get, like you said, the help or whatever that they need, and I pray that maybe she takes some time from YouTube or what have you, or either just change her
yeah,
discussion, you know, because that's something that's really hurting her, and I believe it's affecting her marriage as well. Now I'm just from based on what I'm seeing, not
yeah.
not over analyzing
And we
anything.
see a lot. We see a lot, but
Right.
I'm like you. I don't try to overanalyze it.
Yeah, not over analyzing anything or what have you, and not to get off into their business. If
Mm,
she were to call me one on one or contact me one on one, then one on one I would tell her how, give her my opinion or what have you,
yeah,
and it would be between the two of us because that's what I do. I counsel or what have you, but I do a one on one, and I keep it discreet.
yeah,
Um, Between me and the person that I'm counseling, there are some things you just can't discuss with anybody because that's the oath you take or the promise you make to the people that
yeah.
you're servicing. But
True.
um, I'm
And
not
I
going.
agree with. Let me just say real quick to Donna Hughes in the chat: if the police were involved, yeah, I would contact somebody. If it wasn't my mom or my grandma, I would at least contact maybe one of the homies, one of my aunties, or somebody who I am cool with, and be like, "Would you please tell them to take those videos off of YouTube?" Because when I had that issue, when I didn't talk to my mom for like 4 or 5 years, when I was really young, if the police were involved at that time, if she would have called the cops, it would have been cool. But see, the thing was, my mom knew I was already like out in the streets. So my mom knew I might have grew up in church, but I was also a street kid too. So I knew my way around the streets. So she just was one of those parents who really wasn't extremely worried. She kind of always knew Tanya could take care of herself. And she was right in some situations. It was kind of crazy, and I was in some kind of sticky situation sometime. But overall, she kind of knew because I still hung around my friends. I still hung around my family. I still hung around people who we was going to church with, that we was raised with. So my mom would hear bits and pieces about me, and I still talk to my brothers all the time. So, but if my mom would have called the cops back then and we didn't have that social media, I would have been like, bro, somebody tell mom I'm okay. I don't want to talk to her right now. So, yeah, I do think, like a lot of people said, that, LaLa maybe could have, let them know that she was okay if she saw these videos, all weekend long. Or, like I said, if not, talk to Rita or her mom, her Grams, tell somebody else or make a video. I'm cool. I'm okay. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it.
Yeah, because
That
she did
part I
say
do agree with.
she made it like she was watching
Yeah, she
the
did say
whole
I was
time.
watching all weekend. That part I was like, because of the extent that it went damn near to the FBI. If it didn't get to the FBI, and then I would have
Not
been like,
only that, not only
about
that,
church.
that girl was crying. She was out there crying, yelling her daughter's name in the street. That wasn't fake.
Yeah, I really think that she didn't know where her daughter was, and the
She
the
was
way
banging on people's doors, crying, desperate. How did
I'm
you not
telling you,
think
I
that
would have
was
been the same
for real?
way. I would have been the same way, but every if I really, really thought that my child was in danger, I mean, really, really thought. just the way me and my family is set up, it would have been one phone call. And I'm telling you, people coming from out of town. I mean, we would have been in the streets, deep, back to back, in a caravan, knocking on every door that we could think of. So I really do believe that she did think her daughter was missing. Like she was under the impression by her mom coming over with the police and telling her she ain't talked to her since Wednesday, but then we kind of find out she did talk to her since then. But in Rita's mind, I think it was sincere. I mean, until I see otherwise, I really think she didn't know that. But you know, I have to say also on this here YouTube,
I
things
mean,
like
she's
that
going
mirror on the
deeper,
side of your
deeper
car,
in the
things aren't
street.
always what they appear to be. Child.
But yeah, well, I tell you what I really
I don't
think
know.
after all this is over.
Yeah, yeah, you know we'll talk, you know, outside of this here YouTube, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because I know I saw your video earlier and I did agree with a lot of things you said about, you know, um family and friends and you know, he who is without sin cast the first stone, you know, stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's why I'm like I'm mainly glad she is home. She's safe.
Mm,
She looked like in her video. I mean, I know Rita said she has scars around her neck. Then I heard somebody else say it was
and
passion marks
bruises
like
on
hit
her
or
arm.
something. I'm like, she looked good to me. She looked, I don't know. She looked like she was okay. So I hope that's true. I hope that's true. That she is. Yeah, it did get out of man. Just because you know it did get out of hand. It did get out of hand, and it's really sad when your whole life, like your whole life, is displayed on a social media platform. Like all your business about you, your man, your kids, your mama, your dad. I mean, in a negative light. In a negative light, it's. Mm-mm-mm. But LaLa, I don't know if she'll ever see this video or Rita as well. I'm just glad you're home. I'm thankful that you weren't harmed or held hostage or beaten or trafficked or because all kind of things was going through my mind along with other
Yeah.
people. Even though there was people who's out there, I told you so, making all the I told you so videos. They lied, it's a scam, they trying to get money. Woo, 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 woo. I just have that heart where I have to give people the benefit of the doubt. I would kill me if she was hurt and then I'm one of those people talking about, you know, they ain't tell the truth. We never know. We never know. So, but that's all I gotta say on it. You got anything else to say?
No, I'm just gonna say
Oh,
I'm
just,
glad,
hold
a
up,
lot of
just
I'm
because
glad you're home, and I'm continuing praying for the family even now. Just continuing.
Uno says she looks stuffed. She said she looks stuffed. Well, she was over there with her guy friend, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
Was she 21? Oh God, I wish I could find that video right now. I would try to find it, but there's this video that I play every time a child in our family turns 21. And it's on social media, and this girl, she's up there dancing, she's getting it. She's talking about, she 21, she 20. It's a birthday thing, and the girl just popping it and breaking it. And I play that all the time when somebody turns 21.
Girl,
It is such a funny video,
and
but
like I
she
tell
is
my kids,
21.
my kids, 21 just make you old enough to get in stuff you can't get out of.
I'm telling you, because like I said, I was in some sticky situations when I didn't when I wasn't talking to my mom. Matter of fact, who was that who made a video? I think Rick made a video the other day. And it was somebody, some guy, I think it was Rick. And he was talking about a situation where he knew a young girl had got into a situation. And I was like, I was once upon a time that young girl. I remember one time me and my sis, my god sister, by the way, we went to this club and we was kicking it, drinking, dancing like everybody else in there. And my sis, who's like a butthead, If you watching, I love you, but you was a butthead. She wanted to hook up with these guys afterwards, these two guys, and they were Africans. And but they spoke good English. They was Africans, but they had a lot of bud. And she was like, "Come on, T, come on, T. Let's go kick with them. We just gonna do this." They talking about buying pizza. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, "Girl, we ain't gotta go with them to do that. We got our own money." And she just kept begging me and begging me and begging me. And against my own judgment, I should have just listened to my inner man, my inner spirit saying. And then when you are feuding or beefing with your parents, sometimes you get into these situations and you be like, dang, I know my mom was probably like, the hell. But anyway, I was like, okay, fine, let's go. They didn't stay that far from the club, so we went over their house. It was down the street from this late night pizza joint. They ordered pizza. We get to their apartment, and we in there, and I don't smoke like that, so I wasn't smoking. I was just sitting around, playing spades, because we all started playing spades. And my sis and the Africans were just smoking. And I had me a drink though. I did have me a drink. I think a beer or something. And so next thing I know, we up there sitting in the living room by ourselves. And because one of the guys went to his bedroom, said he'd be back. Then the other guy went to his bedroom and said he'd be back. So we sitting out there, like, dang, what's going on? And mind you, my sister, she's high. I'm sober, so I'm straight. But they came back. When I say they came back, bucket, ball, naked, like booty, bucket, neck, nothing on, just standing there with no clothes on. Now, mind you, the whole time and even before we got to their house, when we were still at the club, we was like, ain't nothing going down. Ain't no freak shit. We just going over here. We gonna kick it with y'all. Then we going home. And that's it. They was like, okay, okay, okay. You know them Africans talk. Okay, okay. So then we get there and we still reiterate, ain't nothing going on. We just here. My sis want to smoke, whatever. I'm just here for the ride. And because I didn't want her to go by herself. So they come out, they naked. I mean, just naked. And
They
we just
knew
start
good
freaking out.
though.
I'm like, what the hell? We jump up. I'm like, what the hell? What our nation? So we had cell phones at the time. I immediately picked up my cell phone. I called my cousin, who was way town in the hood. Called him. I'm like, man, such and such is going on. They was like, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Address? And my sister by that time had pulled out her knife from out of her purse. She was like, I told y'all we ain't doing nothing with man. It was one of the scariest moments in my life, because I'm like, what the fuck? Why not let her bring me to these people's house? And suffice it to say, we told our cousin on the other line where we was, whoopty whoop. Man, when I tell you they was deep, they was downstairs in the apartment building. It was like 20, 40 people down there, and it was late at night. But that's why I say, when I say shit happens with our family and we make one phone call, it's a wrap. Everybody coming to the rescue. But I thank God that that situation didn't turn out worse. And so that's why I say, when you say I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm 22, just because you're 21 don't make you fully grown and capable of making some wise decisions. I'm grateful to be alive, because I've been in a lot of situations that I probably, shouldn't have found myself in. But again, I'm glad LaLa's safe and sound.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Yeah. So she
Right.
said she has no care. She had no care after being located. We will never know the truth. And we probably won't never know the truth, Denise.
Yeah, and I don't even want to know.
Yeah. And like, again, I'm not gonna try to dissect it or analyze it, or you know, I just want to do it live. Let people know. I was one of those who posted a video and shared it on social media. I'm also posting a video to say I'm glad that she's alive and she's safe and sound. And I don't know if she's gonna be with Rita, her grandma. I don't
She
know,
got
but
with her grandma. She hasn't been living with Rita in about 2 years, they
yeah,
said.
I know. And that's why I'm like, I'm like, well, dang, you into it with your grandma? You into it with your mom? Like, is there
Exactly.
anywhere else that she can go? And see, when I was like that with my parents, I just left. I mean, I might not have made the best decision by living on the street and hopping house to house, but that's just what I did. And then eventually I landed on my feet, had my first apartment.
Symptoms.
Sometimes you just, people don't take the regular route through life. And sometimes you just have to step out and be like, okay, I'm going to make my own decisions and hopefully God will see me through it. So I just hope the best for all of them, all of them. Just
I'm
because Uno
sorry,
said
I
war
thought
stories
I
are
muted my
crazy.
mic. I'm just
That's okay.
running
You're
my
right,
mouth.
just because Uno. Because when we tell war stories or when we tell them hood tales and hood stories, and you sitting around with your older cousins and your friends, and y'all start talking about certain things, people be like, "What the hell y'all did? What? Child, y'all lucky to be alive." Yeah, yeah. It's time. I agree. It's time for her to spread her wings. I do. I do. She got a job. She says she work at Amazon. I heard that Amazon is a good job. Maybe she can save up enough money. She can get her own place, get her a little apartment. You know, my first apartment was nothing to brag about. Matter of fact, back then it was $250. So that should tell you something. It was $250. Some high rise apartments, like in one of the biggest, worst hoods in Omaha, Nebraska. Those people getting shot every day, all around us, stabbed, shot. But it was mine. It was my first step to, you know, taking control of my life. But oh well. Some stories are not pretty. Thank you for tuning in just because Uno. And again, I enjoyed your live today as well. And I'll be coming to your lives too. I got your notification bell hit. So when you go live, I'll see your notifications, huh? But yeah, Miss Sissel, I think she's picking up her daughter because she was on her way to pick up her daughter. So she's probably picking
Yeah,
up her daughter now. You got your baby?
I got her. I'm on our way back. Trying to
Well,
hurry
tell
up
your
and get
daughter I
back.
said hi.
Miss Tanya said, "Hi,
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?"
I am doing well. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing well too. All right,
Okay.
Miss Sissel.
Thank you for having me. And don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, share, and support. Because not only am
Yes.
I a guest today, but I'm also a moderator.
Yes, make sure you check out Miss Sislow's YouTube channel as well. She does some great lives, great reviews. She discusses everything from trending news, family stuff, cooking, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, please check her out. She's not only my friend, but a moderator of mine, and she's a YouTuber as well. Thank you, baby, for joining me tonight.
Not a problem. I'm sorry, I had to mute the phone.
That's okay. That's okay.
This
That's
girl
okay.
forget. She forget, and we might say anything.
I understand. I get it. I get it. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, as Miss Sislo Newsworthy Update said, and check out her channel as well. Stay safe, everyone. Be blessed. And again, LaLa is safe. I'm glad she's safe. I'm glad she's sound. I'm glad she's home. And I'm out. Deuces.